Tonight, our Vice President of Public Relations, Dan Westrick, will be presenting from the Better Speaker Series manual, Impromptu Speaking. Dan joined Toastmasters in April of 2014. I just noticed he's coming up on his 3rd anniversary. And he was actually immediately almost became the Sergeant at Arms in July of 2014. And has continued, I think he has continued in that role uninterrupted. And then in July of 2016, he added the Vice President of Public Relations, which he currently serves in that capacity. Fellow Toastmasters, speaking from the Better Speaking series, or Better Speakers series, excuse me, with a project called Impromptu Speaking, the presentation is titled Short, Sweet, and to the point. Please welcome Dan Westrick.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and for those that are watching this on video, either via YouTube or any other sites, what is exactly impromptu? There is a misconception when it comes to impromptu. That is, person that is given a question stands up for 1 minute, or given a quote, reads it in front of them, and then speaks for 5 minutes. That is true. But there's other methods of impromptu that you maybe not thought about. I'm going to point them out. While I was up here getting ready to gavel in the meeting as a Sergeant at Arms, I noticed Keith, Joe were having a conversation. Mary, Audra were having a conversation. We were having various conversations. That is impromptu. And as I was sitting down with judges, as I explained earlier in my report, we were talking about Toastmasters. They were asking me questions. That's impromptu. Tomorrow, I will be going in for a job interview for an insurance company. Their boss will ask me questions. I will answer them. That is impromptu. So, for this presentation tonight, I will tell you how to be very effective when it comes to impromptu. And there's 5 ways that we can. The first thing is we can either look or listen. When Mary Hilder had her table topics where we had items, each one of us looked at the specific item. Or if someone asked us a question, we listened very closely. Once we get the question or we get the object, then we pause to give us a moment to think about how we are going to answer either the object or the question. Then we confirm. In a table topics session that I led, I asked Pauline about a favorite place that she wanted to go to. She asked me to clarify the question, which I did. And then she answered. Once you looked or listened to the question or object, once you pause to think about how you're going to answer it. And once you confirm what the question is, then you go to actually answering the question. Now for table topics, we only have 1 minute. In table topics competition, they have 2. In impromptu, at the high school level, they get 5 minutes. So, if it's a 1 minute answer or a very short answer, wrap it up. Keep it short, sweet, to the point. If you have 5 minutes, like the high school impromptu contestants have, you can squeeze in 2 solid, maybe even 3 brief points. But again, keep it short, sweet, to the point. And then once you make that point, you move on. Once you make all the points, do a synopsis, wrap it up, a nice little gift box, and end the speech right there. So let me repeat. You want to either look or listen for the question. You want to pause to think about how you're going to answer it. You're going to confirm to make sure that you heard the question correctly. You're going to tell it, and then you're going to end it. So now, once you get the question, or you get the object, which directions do you go to? There are 4 ways, 4 strategies that people can either answer the object or answer the question. They can either express opinion, they can either address the cause or effect, they can break the topic into segments, or they can discuss what happened in the past, what's happening currently, and what will happen in the future. As an example, the different type of strategies, I judged round 2 of impromptu at sectionals at DeKalb this past Saturday. This was the quote that they had in round 2. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Great quote by Mark Twain. There's a lot of ways you could go with that, but here are the 6 ways that each individual contestant did. The first one, he talked about themselves, but then they went into the book of Odyssey and Canterbury Tales. That's one good way. The next contestant talked about themselves, but also talked about others. Getting motivated, to get ahead. But in order to get ahead, you have to get started. The third one, this one was a little perplexing, because they went to this past presidential election and all the protests. Maybe they were talking about the movement and trying to get the movement started in order to advance their agenda. The fourth one went to science, like physics. And they also used history and current events. The fifth contestant also used history, but also went to movies and school to answer about the quote. And the final contestant decided, how how about I just use Mark Twain and his work as an ether? And he used the quote to demonstrate many things. So as you can see, by these 6 contestants, they were all over the map when it comes to answering the quote. Now, at the Bishop Dwayner tournament, which was held 3 Saturdays ago, I judged the 3rd round, and it was a current event. And it was Judge Neil Gorsuch. Some went for the question right away, answered it. Others had a struggle. One contestant even didn't say the name. He said, that guy. Which goes back to one of my points. You want to confirm before you answer the question. So keeping that in mind, I offer 3 suggestions when it comes to impromptu. You want to be confident in your answer. If you don't know how to answer it, you can do like what Bernice Wilkins does. And not even answer the question all, but be confident in not answering the question. Be brief. Be short, sweet, and to the point. Because you want to follow along a straight arrow and not make a left turn at Albuquerque. And most of all, you want to be sincere in your answer. Be sympathetic. If you do all this, you will be a very confident impromptu speaker. So when they ask you questions, you will be able to answer in confidence. And not like me, because I competed in impromptu. And sad to say, I either finished next to dead last, or dead last, or one time even beyond dead last. So, just be confident, be brief, be sincere, but most importantly, when it comes to answering an impromptu question, be short, be sweet, get to the point. Back to Toastmasters.